Hello, my Turtle Tribe holders. How are you? I am so happy to be talking to you. My name is Carla Curiel, and I am the COO of Web3 Equity. I want to share with you things to look out for if you're thinking of creating your own Web3 project. So the first thing is the why behind the project. People really invest and get involved and back up ideas and their creators because of their mission. Having that clarity is really priceless. Let's get into the aesthetics and the design. Is it light and fun? Is it, powerful? Is it professional? What are the symbols that represent you, right? Like that represent your NFT collection. In our case, we had women, we had digital wealth, we had community, we had Miami. And at one point it got, overwhelming and we were trying to do too much and we had to hone it in and make it simpler. You can add, but you also need to be able to remove and delete and simplify. The next thing is defining what are your traits, right? So when you're making a collection, let's say like the Turtle Tribe women's collection that we released, you have to think about what are those characteristics that are going to change. So we're doing, thinking of our women one, we have the hair and we have the lips and we have the sunglasses and we have the headbands and, the clothes or whatever it might be. You have to figure out what are those traits that are going to be interchangeable in your collection, and you have to be aware that the designer is going to have to work them separately in different layers so that once the developer does their magic, they will be able to shuffle them around and create unique NFTs. One other thing to define, very important, is going to be quantity. So how many are you going to drop? Many of the projects do 10,000, but some people have gotten creative doing 7,777. In our case, 305 is very, dear to our heart, and we really wanted to represent Miami in everything that we did. So we wanted that 305 somewhere. So in our case, our drop was 3050. What size drop is it going to be in your case? So one of the things that you're going to need to define is the rarity percentage. For each collection, for each trait, for each characteristic within the trait, you're going to define how often they appear. So is it going to be 100% of the time? That's obviously not going to happen. But is it 5%? Is it 20%? And you're going to pick. For example, in our collection of lips, we got words inside the mouth, right? They're amazing. They say GM, WAGMI, hold on for dear life, crypto, mint, and all that. And we had to figure out which one we wanted to be the rarest. So for example, in our case, WAGMI is one that is super rare. So if you get that, and let's say you also get it having a background of a Miami skyline or something very Miami, that makes it even more rare. So once, the developer mixes all that, that's how you get, your rarity. Then the next step, you have your designs, you have your traits, you have your rarity tools. You're going to have to send all these files to the developer. And the files need to be sent divided by layers. So for example, again, let's talk about the women's side of our collection. We had the skin color and the face color, and then we had the hairs, and we had the headbands, and you had the earrings, and you had all this stuff. And we realized that they all needed to be aligned and they all needed to be interchangeable. So regardless what eyeglasses fell on which head, they needed to look like it belonged. So that's a really intense process for the actual, artist doing it. But once you have that, you send it into your developer, and then the developer is going to do their magic. And once the developer has all the assets and he works his magic, which, let's be frank, I don't know what that magic exactly is because it's kind of like the behind the scenes. That's the tech part, right? He's going to generate different batches as trials, and he's going to send that over to you and your team, and you are going to look at one by one. So if you decided to make a collection of 10,000, you will go through those 10,000 NFTs to make sure that everything lined up. This is a very time consuming process, but it's very worth it because you definitely don't want to go in and do your NFT drop and realize that an earring is in the forehead of somebody. Like, you really don't want that. So that's going to be very intense. It's going to be a lot of back and forth, making little adjustments, but at the end, once that's done, you're going to be ready to go and ready to mint your NFT collection.